Hello everybody, this is Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead on our Friday chat. And as y'all see, we're sitting here shelling English peas.
This is the only time we have to do the chat today, so
It's just been hectic. Let me tell y'all a little bit about how our day starts. We are usually up at 5 o'clock in the morning and in the garden by 6. Because we just have so much that has to be done in a day.
And we don't like heat.
And the temperature has already been up in the 80s here, so we can't really stay out during the heat. And plus, most people don't know this, you're not supposed to pick your vegetables once the sun hits them. You're supposed to pick them before the sun hits them. If you're going to sell on the open market like I used to, you'll learn real quick that once the sun hits a vegetable, it doesn't hold very well once you pick it. So these are still damp and wet from being picked this morning. But yesterday morning we started off digging our potatoes. We dug half of the field of red ones and we finished digging the fingerlings, which we ended up with
30 pounds of the fingerlings. And then with the red potatoes, we got half of them yesterday and half today.
Yeah, we picked, how many yesterday? 210 pounds?
210 pounds yesterday.
We finished them up this morning with another 160 pounds of red potatoes today. So all the potatoes are harvested now, and we have them in our shop, in our dining room floor, which you'll probably see some video of them being in the dining room floor. That seems to be what our dining room gets used for this time of the year.
Most definitely. I mean, and I'm talking not just a little space in the floor. The whole area behind the table, everything is covered with potatoes.
And I know y'all see me reach behind me and put a bean back here. These are some that have already, the sugars has done turned to starch in them because they stayed on the vine too long. And we're saving them for seed.
They're kind of really good and full.
They kind of get a yellow waxy look to them, and that's a sign that they've already turned to starch and they're not going to be good to eat. I mean, they're edible. It's just that they won't be sweet like the rest of them are. So we save those out for seed.
And Danny needs seed anyway, so.
Plus, it helps us to make sure we don't run out of seed somewhere along the line. Plus, a while ago, we had you have to understand how we operate on our homestead. We turn our roosters loose to free range. They have a whole pasture to free range in, and you're going to always have one that decides he wants to come up here in the yard and start eating vegetables and stuff like that. And we had that happen a while ago. We usually give them 2 chances. We'll put them back once. But
this one has had about 5 or 6 chances because we've been so busy.
Because we've been so busy, and just a few minutes ago he jumped out and came up here in the yard, and I went ahead and bled him out. He's hanging in a barn right now. So
on top of everything else, Danny's got to
deal
with the chicken.
I got to go deal with the chicken and butcher him today. So.
And then we're going to can these English peas here in a little while. We have enough to do another canner. We've already put up 7 pints.
Yeah.
And we should have at least 9 today. We're going to try and fill the canner with English peas, hopefully.
Yeah, that's just the life on our homestead. I know a lot of people make a lot of comments about a lot of different things, and we love the comments, I'll be honest with you. It's always a joy to us, because when we get up in the morning at 5, we usually fix our breakfast, and we'll take just a few minutes on the computer to look and see what's been said, or answer a few questions if we can, and then we're off to the field.
And I breeze in occasionally during the day and check, but for a while now it may be difficult some days for us to answer expediently.
Yeah.
It'll probably be some early in the morning, some late in the evening or at night. And 2, I'm working on the cookbook on top of all this.
Yeah.
I've got halfway through with that. So I've got quite a few more recipes to type. And
we're trying to actually determine how we're going to do this, because they want so much money up front to do this cookbook, and we don't have an income, so we're just trying to sit here and decide how we want to do this cookbook and how we want to actually market it if we can.
And right now it may be, if some of you are interested, it may be pre-orders because we have to have enough to pay for them initially.
Yeah.
And we can't order a huge amount, so you know, pre-orders would determine how we know how many, and it's going to take, I think they said 6 to 8 weeks for them to get it ready.
Yeah, so we figure, what, 1st of July?
Yeah.
Because it's already up into May, and time you get through making it.
Yeah, it's going to take me a while.
It'll take her to the end of May to get it all finished with more time than we have.
Well, I've got a proof, and Danny's going to help me proof and stuff like that, and that takes almost as much time as typing sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're shooting for the end of May with the cookbook, and then maybe taking pre-orders and having it for sale or to people the 1st of June. 1st of July.
1st of July, it'll be available, should.
Yeah.
It just takes time to do these things, and on top of that, y'all are going to see a video coming out here before long. I'm actually building a greenhouse, so that's in on top of everything. We get asked a lot of questions. I know, not necessarily, some of the comments is, I hope it doesn't offend people that we actually kill as many things around here as we do, but we kill snakes and stuff, and I know that snakes are good snakes, but the problem we have in here is that these chicken snakes are eating our baby chicks, and we don't really have a rat issue. We did, and I killed over 100 and something rats and dispersed of them when I figured out where they were actually coming from.
Well, not exactly. Now not at one time.
Not at once, but I mean I trapped them and caught them.
The Pied Piper.
Yeah, but we figured out where they were coming from. There's a swamp here behind the house, and they were coming up out of that swamp. So we fenced the swamp off and put some hogs in there, and that's alleviated the rat problem. We don't hardly ever see a rat anymore. The snakes now are focusing on our baby chicks, and we can't have that. And on our homestead, you have to understand our mentality. What we do, our food is our life. We're not like everybody else. We don't have the financial resources to just run to town and buy what we want to eat. We have to predominantly raise most of what we eat, so when something starts messing with our food source, it's got to go. I mean, I'm just being honest, because that's how we survive. And if you start eating my food source like that rooster a while ago, he jumped out of the pen and decided he wanted to start pecking on my cabbages. You don't get no chances with me. I mean, you get one chance, that's it. I don't have time to worry with animals I can't control. And we're going to be having blueberries that's going to be coming in here probably in the next few weeks.
Anyway.
Usually by the end of May. We have blueberries coming in. And I'm going to say this, if there's any of you that watches us that's within driving distance and y'all want blueberries, we usually sell ours for $10 a gallon, and we'd be more than happy to pick some for you and hold them. Let you know what day we're going to be picking on, and that way you can make arrangements to come and pick them up if you wanted to, and give a chance to visit with you, and you know, maybe help y'all out, because blueberries are so expensive in the store. We don't sell ours for what they sell for in the store. We try to be as reasonable as we can, and ours are large blueberries. They're not the small things.
And they're hand-picked.
They're hand-picked, organic blueberries. And
when you pick them up, they've been picked that day unless you specify some other way. Those in Walmart, there's no telling when they were picked.
I don't know when they were picked.
Not that morning exactly, because they didn't have time to process it.
And we do freeze them in gallon bags, so if somebody can't get here, we do have them frozen, and a frozen blueberry is just as good as a fresh one. You can use it if you just watch what you're doing with it. We have people who come here and buy them all the time for
all winter
long, because they make wine, they make cakes and pies and muffins and stuff like that, and they'd rather get them for us for $10 a gallon than they would pay what they have to pay in the store. Smoothies
is everybody's big thing with blueberries. Yeah. They love blueberries in their smoothies, and all you've got to do is take you 5 or 6, 8 blueberries out of that gallon and add them to your smoothies. So that's one big thing that people are doing with our blueberries.
Another thing, right now we eat strawberries every morning. We have strawberries every morning, fresh out of the garden, in our oatmeal when we eat it. And as soon as the strawberries run out,
the blueberries
will be kicking in, and we'll be putting blueberries every morning in our oatmeal when we eat it. And it doesn't matter if they're frozen, because if they're frozen, you just pop you out about 10 blueberries, because that's about all you're gonna get on ours to go in a bowl of oatmeal, and pop them over in there, and they work fine. So.
And this is my coffee break too, so I mean, I'm incorporating everything into it.
We're so busy because you only have so much time to get these English peas canned before the sugar in them turns to starch. And that's one of the things most people, they talk about, oh, I just don't like English peas. Well, it's probably because the ones you've eaten is already turned to starch, because when you pick these things, especially if you eat them fresh, it's just like putting a piece of candy in your mouth. They're just as sweet as sugar.
We had, with the lighter giveaway, didn't really have anybody interested, so we had one person, Dawn Scott. If you will contact me, tell me which piece of lighter you want, the skull or the lighter knot. We will get in touch. We will get it shipped to you. So please, just Dawn Scott, if you will, let us know.
Yeah, PM us so your address is not out there. So go to our About, and you'll be able to give us a private message there.
And another thing, our frugal family food this week is Sutton's Daze, SUTTONS Sutton's Daze, and they're making pizza. I'm not really sure what that is, but we'll find out. It sounds kind of like a meat pizza, but we shall find out.
Yeah, we don't really have any books today to talk about, mainly because we're just running short on time today to do this video. We're trying to get as much done as we can and not let our work here on the homestead get behind us. And one of the things that me and Wanda and I was always talking about is how that some people, I don't think, understand how important food is on a homestead to raise, especially for someone like us, because we don't have a paycheck coming in every week. And
we're not your typical run to town all the time.
Yeah, we're not your typical homesteaders of the day, because most people today have some sort of an income coming in, and if they want something from town or store or something, if they run out of milk or bread or whatever, they just jump in a vehicle and run to town and get it. Wanda and I don't have that luxury.
No. We only go to town when we have to. So we try to plan when we go to the grocery store. We'll be going tomorrow. So when we go, we try to have a list of what we need. Anything that we want to store up for our storage purposes. And when we get through tomorrow with our groceries, there won't be any running back.
No.
If I forgot something,
it's just
forgot until we have to go to town. And we check our post office box then. So if you've sent something to the post office box, we check it about once a week. So if you want to private message us and let us know.
Everything is scheduled. We don't have a haphazard lifestyle here. We don't just sit around and go, oh, today we're going to go do this or that.
Or let's run here.
Let's run here or let's run there, because what money we have from selling something off our homestead here is so limited till everything has to be scheduled. We can't just run when we want to.
And our work schedule is crazy.
This time of the year, food comes first. The gardens, the crops, animals, anything like that comes first. Anything else just has to be worked in.
And so, and the beauty of our YouTube is we film as we're working.
Yes.
So we don't run out of stuff usually to do. There may come a time, but I don't know.
If it does, that means we're going to get a rest.
Yeah. Because right now, like with the potatoes, we have so many. We did the fingerlings we're going to do, the red potatoes. He's going to talk about his
We have a video up about, people asked me about putting a wedge in the end of a hammer handle. We have a video about that.
Yeah, he did manage to get that.
I managed to get that one in. There's, you know, there's several other, we got so many videos in our file right now that we're just trying to work them all in because we're constantly doing something.
Yeah, we film sometimes 15, 20 clips a day, maybe more. And then we don't use but a few of them.
Right.
And so they really, and some days we may not film at all. It's just according to
You know what's going on that day.
If I think to grab a camera.
And it's fixing to get really slim because we leave here and go to my parents' house when the blueberries come in, and we'll be gone. We'll be gone at 5 o'clock in the morning and be picking blueberries by 5:30. So, you know, things will really get slowed down then around the homestead here. That's why we are scheduling everything out. We have snap beans that'll be picked.
It's long already.
What do we think? At least first of the week for sure.
Sunday to Monday.
Sunday to Monday, we're gonna have to be picking snap beans and getting them canned. So.
And these are still gonna need picking every other day for at least a week or a week and a half.
Oh well, we'll be picking English peas for another couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, we'll have the green beans every other day. So.
And then the blueberries
and I'm still picking huckleberries and black dewberries.
We're picking dewberries, raspberries will be coming in pretty soon.
They're starting to bloom. The blackberries are starting to bloom.
Blackberries are starting to bloom. The mulberries are just about over.
Yeah.
We have a whole freezer full of just berries.
We're going to be making jelly, so we're going to have a variety of jelly videos. That's going to be, I love making jelly, which Danny does most of it, but
yeah,
I love making jelly.
Jelly's one of the things we just seem like we make more of than anything else.
And we don't eat that much.
We do sell a lot of our jellies, though, when people come around.
And so we're going to be doing jellies probably as soon as we get a break to do that, because I got to clear the freezer out.
Jelly's made on rainy days. When it's raining and we can't get outside to work, we are making jelly inside. So that's how our day usually ends up being. Everything gets scheduled out.
Yeah. So we're getting close to finishing these up. We're going to sit here and finish up, and Danny's got to go kill a rooster.
I got to go butcher a rooster.
It's
He's already been killed. He's just bleeding out right now. We don't want to take too long to chat where I could go ahead and get down there and get him cleaned out.
And so
that's another one of our food sources. When I butcher one like that, that's what we eat.
Yeah. So these things pop everywhere too.
Yeah, well, we didn't have a lot to say today. It wasn't a lot of content, but we're kind of in a hurry, so just be sure to, if you like what you've seen, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to us so that we can keep our videos coming. And any donations are always appreciated on our homestead because it's kind of what keeps us going. And just, we love each and every one of you. Just want to tell you how much we appreciate y'all having interaction with us on as much as you do.
The comments.
Comments, we love all the comments. And we'll talk to y'all later.